What's up, guys? My name is Chris. I'm here with Fletcher Rifle Works today at SHOT Show 2026. I want to tell you about a little bit of our history of our products, of our company, and then things that we have as we go forward into 2026, the year of the suppressor, maybe. Starting with the 1122. So for new shooters especially, one of the most widely used platforms is the Ruger 1022. We love it. We love to shoot it suppressed. We don't like to clean it. And so we address a particular pressure point with that by designing the 1122. It's just one better. What we have here is a patented open top receiver where you pull a pin, top slides out, and instead of having to take apart the whole gun to clean it, I can pop out my bolt, pop out my charging handle, wipe it down, clear malfunctions that you might have because 22 is dirty. And then when I slide this back on, pop that in, I'm good to go. It is as easy as it can be to have fun, especially for new shooters who are just getting into this. So that then takes us to kind of the front of the gun and where we're looking at as we go into 2026. This here is our Taquito. I'll flip it around so you can kind of get a feel for that labeling. Our Taquito is a very affordable entry for suppressed shooting. 22 is a great platform to shoot suppressed, and our Taquito lives on the shelves. We MSRP at $300. So given that 2026, we're dealing with $0 tax stamps, like this isn't a $500 purchase anymore. This is a $300 purchase to get it in your hands. We're really excited about that. So that's our kind of small stuff where we came from. And now looking ahead, we've got one new model and one that we're still really excited about. This one is the Texas Flood. This is a 30 caliber suppressor that is hub compatible on the backside, and it is made with 3D printed titanium. In this case, it is a design actually from Otter Creek Labs that we licensed. Their Infinity, the Otter Creek Labs Infinity, but they print in Inconel and we are printing in titanium. So ours comes in at 10.5 ounces at a 6.5 inch length. On the front end, the user can really decide what works for them, where it could be a 5.56 end cap or a 30 cal end cap, and it could be either solid or vented. We're seeing this absolutely crush it on so many different platforms, whether you're shooting gas guns, whether you're shooting bolt guns. We have PRS shooters that are even putting muzzle brakes on that front side, so like this one from Recoil X. So a phenomenally capable and a phenomenally adaptable suppressor. This one, MSRP is about $1,300. You end up seeing it on shelves for a little bit less than that, but I mean, it's worth every dollar. Absolutely great. And this is, like I said, more complex on the inside, some of that geometry. If you want something just a little bit simpler and a little bit more traditional while still being extremely capable, we have the Permian. So this is new for 2026. This is a prototype. We're still working on those last little tweaks to make it exactly what we want and exactly what you want. But the Permian is more traditional baffle design. It's welded, so it's very, very strong in comparison to like the traditional tube and baffle sleeve designs that were, like I said, a bit more traditional. Strong point here for the Permian is this is MSRP of $550. Very, very, very compelling option for new shooters wanting to get into suppressing guns, which, heads up, guys, you get into suppressing guns, you want to suppress all the guns. So this sort of thing, that's going to let you do it. This is also a 30 caliber option. Still works on 5.56 or 2.23, and it'll actually maybe help you with being a little bit lower back pressure. So maybe not so gassy on the gun. Again, it's going to be a great option for a lot of different builds. Will certainly excel on bolt guns. And so yeah, that is a little recap on our Texas Flood, on our Permian, new for 2026, and the product that we're known for and still love to this day, the 1122. This one just so happens to be a pistol. We like making them small and, having some fun like that too. All right, so I want to talk now about the barrel length restrictions and the firing schedule restrictions on this. We are still working through this on the Permian. In terms of a construction, I'd like to think that this is certainly going to be, in that full auto rated, SOCOM full auto rated firing schedule, not have any issues there. As far as barrel lengths, we're looking at roughly 10.5 inch on the 5.56, 16 on the 308s. And like when you start getting up into those like big Magnum heavy calibers, 300 Win Mag, we go out to like 24 inches. Now, can you shoot it on stuff that's shorter than that? Sure. We do have a pretty comprehensive warranty repair system. So maybe you pushed it just a little bit too hard. We understand that that stuff happens, but we're happy to help and happy to fix it and happy to get you back out there shooting. Same sort of thing on the on our flood here. Similar sort of restrictions and everything. This is thinner wall, this is titanium, but also that more complex geometry on the inside is gonna let us handle blast dynamics differently in a way. So we have actually done full SOCOM testing on the flood. We did that on a 10.5-inch 223. Held up just fine. We didn't have any blast baffle erosion, but if you were doing that on a 7-inch or an 8-inch, can it do it? Yes. Are you gonna have more blast baffle erosion? Yeah. Is it going to be a shorter life? Yeah. But can it handle it? Yeah, to a point. For our flood and our Permian, that is the specifics on barrel length restrictions and firing schedule restrictions. Now for the Taquito, is it user serviceable for cleaning? Absolutely. It has not only a removable end cap, but on the front cap, I can screw that off and you'll see that I'm easily able to remove all of my baffles. Well, that one especially so. Yeah, there we go. Much better. I can remove all of my baffles. Super easy cleaning. It kind of has to be if you're doing 22s right, because as fun as they are, they're also dirty. So these removable baffles, this very easily removed end cap allows us to get in there, clean things, get you back on the range, having fun much faster. As I put in the baffles following a cleaning, no particular order, there is an alignment. If you want to get the best performance possible, least amount of POI, point of impact shift, we would just line up the grooves there and get those all pushed back together, but they're all the same. They get to go back in, easy peasy, screw that end cap back on, right back in action. Now, where can you guys find Fletcher Rifle Works products? Well, we sell directly off our website, FletcherRW.com, so that's like Fletcher Rifle Works. FletcherRW.com. And then we do also have some other channels. You can find us on Brownells, some local shops around the Dallas area. And I think that's it for now, but we might have more coming for you this year. All right, so Steve Jobs style, we got one more thing. And by one more thing, I mean 2 more things. First is kind of fun. We're actually working on a 50 cal can. Big, nasty, just an expanded version effectively of the flood. A very similar geometry, very similar design. And so don't have any dates, don't have any specific details for you, but maybe something to look forward to. What we do have available now are a wide array of muzzle devices. So as 2026 is going to be the year of the can and who's got it, muzzle devices are going to be a part of that. We have a lot of different muzzle devices and end caps for a bunch of different things. The most familiar is probably going to be the hub platform. And inside of the hub platform, we have not only the, let me grab the right one here, not only the end cap pieces and direct thread and a bunch of different thread patterns, 1/2 by 28, 5/8 by 24. We have the Plan B style compatible, so your cherry bombs, and we make a kind of a cherry bomb of our own with that same taper and thread pattern, but we also make some 1x16 left-hand thread pattern devices. The sort of thing you'd see from CAT or from CGS, like this one in particular. This is our minimalist, and so very, very small, very capable, but it does buy you that 1/2 by 16 left-hand thread pattern while still being, that 1/2 by 28 on the inside. Fantastic way to attach a suppressor if you still need some good lockup, easy removal. So keep an eye out, again, FletcherRW.com for all of the muzzle devices, and then maybe even some shops around Dallas carrying select some of the more popular ones. But a nice way for us to go into 2026 and get everything suppressed. Thanks so much for checking in on us. Hope everybody has a great SHOT Show. See you guys next year.